But what can you do to the scalp to encourage the hair to grow again?
Are you searching for natural and simple remedies to promote hair growth and restore your hair's natural color? Barbara O'Neill, an internationally respected health educator, shares valuable insights into the causes of hair loss and practical solutions to prevent it while encouraging healthy hair growth. She'll discuss one drink that may help reverse gray hair. She will also share what to look for in the ingredients of shampoos to support hair health. She'll discuss the home remedy for dandruff relief and scalp care and the best foods to nourish your hair. Don't miss out on 3 oils that may stimulate the hair follicles to encourage hair growth. But first, let's uncover the 7 common causes of hair loss.
Why there is hair loss. So what would be some of the most common causes of hair loss?
First, the toxins that damage hair follicles.
The solutions that they use to straighten the hair, or for people with straight hair that want curly hair, it is a very toxic chemical. If a person wants to straighten their hair, they put this toxic solution on. It's a strong chemical, and what it does is it breaks all the little joints in the hair, because hair has all these little joints like this. So what it does is it breaks the joints, and then it's molded, of course, around either there for the curl or there for the straight. They rinse off that chemical and then they put another chemical on to set it. When those chemicals are constantly going on the hair, little by little, they kill the hair follicles. I have also seen in some areas where people braid their hair really, really tightly. You'll often see that they've got hair loss around here where you've got that weight on the hair which can really just keep pulling the hair out, and then the follicles are damaged. It is a good idea not to dye your hair because most dyes have chemicals in them, chemical hair dye. And little by little it was killing off her follicles where the hair grows. So it can be chemicals on the hair. Now you can get a hair dye made of henna, and henna is a plant that can dye your hair, and that is not toxic.
Chemical hair dyes, as well as straightening or perming treatments, contain toxic ingredients that can harm our hair follicles. Damaged hair follicles can lead to hair loss. Hair follicles are the small structures in the skin that anchor each hair strand and are responsible for producing and growing hair. When they become damaged, they may stop functioning properly, which can result in thinning hair or permanent hair loss. Oh, if you are concerned for further hair loss, it is best to stop using those toxic chemical treatments. Another cause of hair loss can be due to hormonal imbalance.
Sometimes I see hair loss in a hormonal imbalance. So if it's a hormonal imbalance, then the hormones must be balanced back again. And that's where the Anna's Wild Yam cream. The Anna's Wild Yam cream is a cream that when it's regularly applied twice a day, it balances those hormones back and can cause that hair to grow back again. Sometimes high stress, if someone goes through a very stressful situation, one of the reactions can be hair loss.
Anemia can be another cause for hair loss. Anemia is a blood disorder in which the blood has a reduced ability to carry oxygen.
Anemia. If a person is anemic, it can cause hair loss. So what's anemic? Anemic means very low iron in the blood. And anemia can be caused because of heavy blood loss at period time. A lot of women suffer from that, and that can cause anemia. And the anemia can cause the hair loss. Boost the progesterone, get the estrogen down, then there won't be the heavy blood loss every month and the person won't be anemic anymore, and so again the hair can grow. Another cause of anemia can be low hydrochloric acid, because iron is bound up in food and it needs acid to liberate it from food. So it's very important that the person ensure they have nice strong hydrochloric acid. A simple way to ensure that is to have 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne pepper in a little bit of water before every meal. If you're finding that a little bit hard, you can have the juice of a lemon before every meal. Important to leave a break between meals. Important not to drink water with your meals because that dilutes the hydrochloric acid. Also important to have a very happy, relaxed environment at the meal table. So the causes of hair loss can be anemia, it can be high stress, it can be a hormonal imbalance, and it can be damage that's just physical damage that has been done to the hair follicles.
Now let's turn to shampoo. What is the correct way to choose a good shampoo?
In many shampoos today, there is a chemical and it's called sodium lauryl sulfate. And sodium lauryl sulfate makes it foam and it kills hair follicles. So it's important to buy shampoo that doesn't have sodium lauryl sulfate, because that certainly can contribute to hair loss. So it's important to take a magnifying glass into the shop and read the labels. In places like Whole Foods, Sprouts, Trader Joe's, where they have a lot of health foods, so they have a lot of supplements, and they have a more healthier brand of products. No sodium lauryl sulfate, but you can get some very nice coconut-based shampoos. Coconut is very nourishing to the scalp.
Barbara uses coconut-based shampoo, which is an excellent choice for hair. Then can we use coconut oil directly onto the scalp?
A great thing that you can do with your hair that will really nourish it and help it is about once a month, just rub coconut oil into your scalp. Also pull it through your hair and bind your hair up. I try and do it once a month. That doesn't always happen once a month. And just bind it up and leave it there all day. And at the end of the day, shampoo it out. That's very nourishing for the scalp.
But there is another secret mix of 3 oils that can really help the scalp.
You can make a mix that you can put on your hair. So half a cup of coconut oil and half a cup of castor oil. Castor oil is a very thick oil, but castor oil penetrates deeper than any other oil. So when that is put onto the scalp, it penetrates even deeper. Coconut oil is a very nourishing oil. It's an antifungal oil, antibacterial oil. But what you also can put with that, so now you've got a cup of oil there. To that cup of oil, you can add 10 drops of rosemary essential oil. Rosemary is a herb that's specific for the scalp. Rosemary essential oil. So you could make up this mix in a jar and mix it very, very well, and maybe once a week you massage it into the scalp. Your hair will be very oily, of course, but you massage it into the scalp. Just even the massaging into the scalp stimulates blood supply to the hair follicles. Castor oil penetrates very deep, and wherever it penetrates, it can revive life into that area. And the coconut also is a very nourishing oil, and the rosemary essential oil stimulates. Every herb stimulates different parts of the body, and this rosemary herb is specific for the scalp. So leave it in as much as you can. Maybe you choose a Sunday when you may be going to be home all day. And at the end of the day, you wash out. Now you might need to put shampoo on a couple of times to get all that oil out. Just use a little bit of hot water and then a nice amount of shampoo. And if it's still a little bit greasy, maybe shampoo it again.
Especially on rosemary essential oil, Barbara goes on more detail.
Now the herb that is a specific for all scalp issues is rosemary, and this is rosemary essential oil. The essential oils are expensive, but it's important to remember that, realizing that they're also very, very strong. So your scalp herb is your rosemary. Does it have to be an essential oil? You can make a tea with that, but of course it won't be as strong. But then again, you could bring it to the boil and slowly simmer a lot of rosemary in a little water, and you can certainly make it a lot stronger. So anything to do with the head, you would use rosemary essential oil.
Rosemary essential oil not only helps with hair loss, but also can be used for potential anti-dandruff.
What about if someone's got very dry scalp, dandruff, or sometimes psoriasis in the scalp? The slippery elm can be excellent for cleaning that up and nourishing it. So what you would do then is you'd do a similar amount of this, but this time you'd put the rosemary essential oil in, because the rosemary essential oil is very nourishing to the scalp. Let's say dry scalp, eczema. Some people do experience eczema in the scalp. Then you would do the slippery elm and the rosemary.
Before we go and discuss about the foods that help with growing hair and preventing gray hair, let's quickly talk about 3 things we can do in our daily lives for stimulating hair growth. Exercise.
Exercise. What exercise does is it increases the circulation of the blood to the extremities, and the scalp is considered an extremity. So exercise daily, especially the high intensity interval training. The high intensity interval training, because of the periods of very high intensity, that really gets the blood moving out to the extremities. So that should be done daily.
Hydration.
And hydration. Keep well hydration. Remember, the rule of thumb is 8 glasses to 100 pounds body weight. It's a good rule of thumb too, to know how much water to give the children.
Sleep.
And remember, when healing happens at twice the rate, sleep. You want to heal, you got to get 8 hours. 8 hours, not negotiable every night. The sleep is vital. The sleep is not negotiable. If you're not used to that much sleep, little by little by little, you can train yourself back into sleeping longer.
Now, let's talk about foods. First, there's a special drink that may help restore your hair's natural color.
But I also know that people have claimed to get the color back in their hair by drinking a lot of green drinks. Now, what green drinks contain is a lot of minerals. And when you consider what we talked about this afternoon, that the mineral content of the soil is about 50% less what it was 50 years ago, that a lot of the foods today have less minerals in them. So how do you have green drinks? Well, you can buy chlorophyll, you can buy green barley powder, you can buy wheatgrass powder, you can buy super greens. So basically taking that 3 times a day, making sure you have lots of greens in your daily salad will ensure you don't lose the minerals when you cook your greens. You only lose your minerals if you throw the water away that you cook them in.
Finally, let's explore the nutrients that are essential for healthy, vibrant hair.
We need to nourish that scalp from the inside because your scalp is fed by your blood. That's why when you exercise, you get more blood to the area. But when you get the blood to the area, you want it to be well watered. Exercise will automatically put the oxygen in there. And nourishment, we need to be having a high fiber diet, high fiber. We also need to be having generous amounts of protein. Here's your legumes, your nuts, your seeds. So generous proteins. Proteins are the building blocks of the body. And healthy fats. So there's your nuts, your seeds, your avocados, coconut and olive oil. It's a very concentrated food. You do not need very much, just a little bit, but it certainly can make food taste nice.
Sugar is bad for scalp.
I have a book at home called Pure, White and Deadly, and the whole book is about sugar. And Dr. Yatkin, the author, he maintains that it should be banned. It is so dangerous. And we don't need to eat sugar because we've got honey and maple syrup. And you've got a sugar here on your islands, which is an excellent sugar. It's palm sugar or coconut sugar. It's just the crystallized nectar from the palm flower. What about dandruff? Dandruff can often happen when using shampoo with sodium lauryl sulfate. It can also happen when a person's on a high sugar diet because that basically feeds the dandruff.